What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. I'm Seth, and a couple quick reminders that we are in October. It is October 1st as of recording. I'm doing this early in the morning, and that's a new month, so make sure to download and play The Last of Us Remastered. Definitely download The Last of Us Remastered. MLB The Show 19, both out for free on PlayStation Plus this month. Make sure to download those, play those, and come back at the end of the month for Plus Club. We're going to have a discussion about those games. We'll let you know what we thought of them. You let us know what you thought of them. We just had a bunch of people on Reddit have a conversation last month for Plus Club. Make sure to go back and watch that episode too. It was a good conversation. And our game of the month randomly picked is Dauntless, which is a free-to-play Monster Hunter World-like game where you go and you fight monsters, kill them, take their tasty meats, and make tasty armor and loot. And weapons and all that shit. I think I've barely played it, but it's free to play. Download that. We'll be playing that throughout the month of October, and we'll be talking about it at the end of the month. We got a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time, and we're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you'd prefer to listen to us. Another quick reminder that I'm going to be doing throughout this whole fucking month, so get used to this, that throughout this month of October, as of right now in this video, get in the comments, we need you guys to let us know what game you guys want us to play in December. That's going to be the Game of the Month community pick month, December. In that month, we'll be playing what you guys want us to play for that month. But the way we find out what you guys want us to play is you guys got to go in the comments throughout the month of October and type in what game you'd like us to play. Now, if you just type in some random game name, I'm going to assume that's the game you're saying. But if you're like, hey, this is my opinion on the video, also I'd like you to play this in December. Or, hey, game of the month, December, this. Or game of the month, game this. Whatever. Just say whatever the fuck. Make it clear what you're talking to me about. And I'm going to take that every time I see that name. I'm gonna put it on a list. I'm going to put a tally on it. If it keeps coming up more than other games, there's a good chance that will be our game of the month in December. In November, we will be doing the polling process most likely. And if that's how we're going to do it. Otherwise, we're just going to take the majority and that'll be the game. So if nobody votes, I'll pick, which I'm more than fine with, but maybe I'll pick Madden or something. Maybe I'll pick something horrible. So you guys should definitely pick something. And if you're the only person who votes throughout October for our game of the month in December, which is 2 months away, obviously, congratulations. You got to pick the game that we're going to play that whole month. So let us know in the comments. Every episode, I almost said every level, like we're playing a video game. Very fitting. Every episode, one vote. So if I see your name twice saying different games, I'm gonna pick one of the two. So try and be fair about it. But yeah, every episode you get one vote. Tell me what game you want, and I will start tallying throughout the month. It's gonna be a process, or maybe it won't be. Maybe you guys won't vote, and I'll be like, okay, cool. What game do I want in December? We'll figure it out when the time comes. But that is the plan. So I'm trying to make that as clear as possible because it's kind of a weird system. We've never done it before. This is a whole new thing. So I'm excited, though. I'm really hoping you guys pick something really cool to play in December. And it can be anything. So if you guys want to play Monster Hunter World again, you guys want to play something that's going to be out by then, new Star Wars game, anything, pick it. We'll play it. And it will be cool. It'll be a fun celebration at the end of the year. And if it goes well, we'll do it next year as well. Because this year so far has been pretty cool. We've been doing, typically we pick a random game every month for game of the month. But this year, every 3 months, we've been allowing me, Chris, and Chevy to pick the game of the month. And then we want you guys to pick it. So it's been a pretty cool system so far. I'm enjoying it. All right, all that said, we got 3 bits of news. 2 of them I feel like are kind of short. Well, I'll be kind of short. It's just me today. So let's just jump into it. PlayStation Now, which is Sony's game streaming service for PS4 and PC, is now available at a permanent lower price. The company has announced monthly subscriptions are now available for $10, which is considerable reduction from the previous $20. Quarterly subscriptions, meanwhile, will now cost $25. They were $45, and they'll be $60 for the whole year, which is down from $100. Sony has revealed a number of new titles being added to the PS Now library, which includes God of War, Infamous Second Son, Grand Theft Auto 5, Uncharted 4, Thief's End. All available. But they will be removed in January 2nd, 2020. So apparently that's a temporary thing. And yeah, they pretty much, PlayStation Now has been out since 2014. And it's 2019. And now they're finally dropping the price down to what I feel is a pretty fair price. Now, jumping into my opinions on that, the only reason I bring this up, I swear this isn't just an ad. The reason I bring this up is it is revealing, in my opinion, that in my opinion, is probably behind the furthest when it comes to all the streaming platforms. It's revealing to see them do this. You got Google Stadia, which is coming out. Or is out? Is it? Is anybody playing it? I don't know. I've not been paying attention to Google Stadia. But that's a thing, and it's gonna be played by at least some people. But then you also have xCloud, which I think is gonna do really well. Beta for that is going on or will be going on soon. Apparently, I'm not following fucking streaming as much as I should be. But yeah, with all these companies doing streaming services in ways that I feel like are pretty easy to get behind, it makes sense that Sony is going to start moving in that direction as well. Now, they've had this platform since 2014, but it has been pretty expensive. $20 for something that I don't think is going to be your primary way of playing games is pretty steep. It's way more than Netflix. It's way more than most monthly services. So for most people, I don't think that was a viable option. But now that this is going to be a pretty normal and standard, I guess that's pretty much the same wording, thing in gaming where people will probably have this, specifically with Xbox, packaged in with things, most likely. Microsoft seems to be trying to give you everything for very little to pay them. With everybody going in that direction, I feel like Sony has to do this. I also feel like the infrastructure and the tech is there to lower this price. They were probably reluctant to do it because they wanted to make more money. But this is the better option. I think they'll make more money in the long run because more people may try this out, including myself. I'd be curious to see how well it works. For $10 a month, it's not bad. $60, that's one game for a whole year. Buy a game, get access to streaming games all year. I mean, that's a pretty cool deal. Now, I don't really have a huge reason I would get this outside of like just to try it out, specifically to talk about it on the channel or something. But because I typically like to buy my games. I buy for collector's reasons, physical copies, digital typically, just because it's easier, faster, and I get it like right now. But I like to support my companies a lot, especially if I love the company or I really like the game. I like to give them money. I like to support what I love. And streaming, is, I don't think, the same avenue as that. But it is a cool technology that I feel like will be, for a while, a great supplement to gaming. Something I am looking forward to in the sense of being able to play my game on my PS4, my PS5, my Xbox, Next box, whatever the fuck, and be able to take whatever I'm playing on the go, come back and play on my console. I can see that happening before we all just move over to the fucking streaming overlords. But yeah, without saying too much more, this is cool. This is an all-around win. This is indicative of the times of prices, I think, across the board that are going to be dropping when it comes to streaming services. You're going to have to get competitive in this inevitable future, and they're doing it. So it shows that they're catching up with the other companies, and the only thing I can hope for is that they will start offering more when it comes to PlayStation Now in the close future, because I think they have a pretty, compared to Game Pass, I think Game Pass is really good. I don't think they have as good of an offering as Game Pass, to be honest. So they got great games coming to this, but the Game Pass offers things at launch is insane. So they definitely have an edge over there at the old Microsoft Xbox place. Let me know in the comments though, what do you think about PlayStation Now's price point dropping down to $10 a month, to $40 or $25 quarterly, and $100 or $60 yearly? Is that enticing to you? Is that something you would check out? Is there a reason you would want to stream your games? Are you not interested in that? Let me know in the comments below. And what do you hope they add to make this service more interesting. With its growth, you're going to assume they're going to add more and more games. It's inevitable. But what games would you like to see? What games would you pull you in to play on PlayStation Now? Or are you just not interested at all? Let me know in the comments below. Now, some Bungie news. So Shadowkeep is out as of today, I believe, and that is very exciting. I also believe it's out on Steam now too. So I'm curious and gonna go creep into my room and check that out because that's pretty neat information. But also I'm pretty interested in Shadowkeep. I've been looking for a reason to come back to Destiny 2, and it's a pretty good one. But outside of that release, which is really exciting, Bungie CEO Pete Parsons recently was talking about the future of Bungie and Destiny, but also new endeavors in the future possibly. So yeah, via IGN, we had an article I'll read through real quick. Just because there's some information here that's pretty interesting. So it says the next expansion for Destiny 2 Shadowkeep is out this week, and IGN was able to speak with Bungie CEO Pete Parsons about the studio, specifically on its plan to become one of the best entertainment companies in the world by 2025. You don't got a whole lot of time, but it's a pretty decent amount of time to become one of the world's best entertainment companies. It's quite the claim to be trying to back. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep marks a turning point for the Destiny franchise. It is the first major expansion Bungie has released following its split with partner Activision. In quotes, it says, "You think this is going to be a really big stressor, but it's become a really bright shining spot on our ability to bring products to the marketplace and customers," Parsons tells IGN in an interview. And thanks to that bright shining spot, Parsons says that he and Bungie are already working towards some big goals. Our vision ultimately through 2025 is to become one of the world's best entertainment companies, Parsons says. To do that, Parsons says it needs to start with Destiny. One is we need to begin transforming Destiny, the Destiny that we really believe in, like the thing we think Destiny needs to become. I think you've seen it in the vid doc, like the single evolving world. We needed to focus on that. This guy says like way too fucking much. Parsons told IGN that this is all something, but I say fuck a lot and a lot, so I guess I can't complain. Parsons told IGN that this is all something Bungie wants to accomplish by 2025, and that there is a pretty specific path for the company. So by 2025, we have a pretty specific path to make sure we transform Destiny and that we have other franchises within the marketplace. The latter is the other part of Bungie's goal to become a greater entertainment company. We need to build our publishing group, but part of our vision is also to become a multi-franchise entertainment company. Bungie announced its interest in developing new properties, especially after announcing outside investment from Chinese game company NetEase. But Bungie says it's looking for specific kinds of franchises to build. In quotes, it says, "I think the long-term vision of Bungie would be we have worlds like Destiny that are great places to go and build friendships in, and we begin to introduce new worlds that people care a lot about," Parsons says. Shadowkeep is out on October 1st. Wouldn't you fucking know it? It's October 1st today. So this is really interesting to me. The reason it's really interesting to me is for a while there, I'm a big FPS guy. I've loved FPSs since I was a kid. I've been playing them for a long time, and I really believe Halo revolutionized first-person shooters for consoles. It continued what GoldenEye kind of started, and when these games are not only viable on console, they're competitive and they play really well. Bungie did that, especially with Halo 2. The legacy after that, everybody knows. So to see them move on, do their own thing, make Destiny was really exciting. There's some letdowns there. And then Destiny 2 came out. It's exciting. There's some letdowns there. And then some really good stuff. After I played it later, I was like, wow, this game's actually really fun. But there was a time there where I was like, man, Bungie is just kind of like, they're doing okay. But like, damn, I wish they were doing fucking way better. I wish they were like the talent and like the legacy of that fucking company, just screams for something more. I've just been wanting something more from them. So with all the recent events of them leaving Activision, which has been exciting for a lot of people, for me it's like, how much was Activision influencing them? How much was that on Bungie with what happened with Destiny 2? So I don't know where we're going. I don't know what was going on in that situation, but so far since they've left, there was this plan where they were going to get Destiny 3 out by 2022, I believe. So they didn't have long term plans for Destiny 2. They were like, let's get Destiny 3 out quickly, which sounds like Activision. And so they released Forsaken. We did an episode recently where I forgot the name of that fucking expansion. I hope I redeemed myself. I remember it's Forsaken, which is really good. With the release of that, they're essentially saying they're going to be releasing like DLCs after that, but they didn't really have any plans to start putting out expansions. Well, since leaving Activision, now we got Shadowkeep, which is a whole new thing, and apparently they're planning on supporting it for years now, which is a huge turnaround. And they're reworking systems in the game and making the game into something completely different. So it really shows that Bungie has ideas that they weren't going with originally for some reason. So I can only assume a lot of that had to do with conflict with Activision and the way they wanted to monetize the game, which is no big surprise. So that's really exciting for me. Hearing this vision of supporting Destiny 2, which I feel like a game like that feels a bit hollow if you release and it's kind of like an MMO, but then they just kind of release the next Destiny really quickly, because then you're like, well, I was kind of getting invested in that, but it was okay. Like, that's the type of game you want to keep fucking supporting and let people live in it and grow this love for living in that world and socializing with their friends and new people, and it just makes complete sense. So good on them for doing what I feel like most people, especially people who are invested in Destiny, want. I can't see myself wanting Destiny 3 anytime soon. Want more content for Destiny 2. That's what we're getting, so good on them. Second part of this is really, really fucking cool to me is their vision of being one of the world's best entertainment companies by 2025. That's quite the boast. There's a lot of companies I could throw out there that I would say are some of those companies already, and I don't think it's too far off to think that Bungie could be one of them. They definitely have the talent to be there. Will Destiny 2 allow people to make that claim for them? I don't think so, but that they're saying they want to make other franchises, that's really fucking cool. Bungie, even though they're a big developer, has always been a company that makes a game at a time, and they're always great. But for them to expand to the point where they can start making multiple games, that really shows singular growth of Bungie as a company, and something that I feel like should have happened a long time ago. Bungie is a really talented company with vision and good ideas, and just a certain prowess about them that they have the talent to make great games. They've shown it over and over and over again. For them to be working on multiple franchises gives us more things to play by this developer while still being invested in, a game like Destiny 2. You could have a whole other game by Bungie that you're loving that has nothing to do with Destiny, and that would be really exciting. It also will allow them to grow and get bigger and better, and hopefully not go down bad roads that could bite them in the ass later, get too big, and kind of lose track of who you are, which happens far too often. So overall, the idea of them expanding and creating new franchises is really exciting. Them partnering or having investment from a Chinese company, obviously nothing against the Chinese, but a lot of Chinese companies are free-to-play companies, and Destiny went free-to-play, Destiny 2, and in a reasonable way. But that kind of freaks me out, because I don't know if we're going to start getting free-to-play games that are kind of built for Chinese markets that we're just going to get as well, because sometimes those can feel pretty fucking hollow, but who knows? There's no way to know. It's just something that I am kind of thinking about a little bit, but hopefully they can keep putting out premium content, AAA content that we're used to with Bungie, and I think they're really showing it after they've left Activision that they have big ideas and they want to grow and expand, and I don't think any other company deserves it more than Bungie. Bungie's been around for a while, and they definitely should be a fucking monolith of gaming. So Very cool, very exciting. Let me know in the comments what do you think about Destiny 2. Are you excited for Shadowkeep? Are you playing it right now? Are you planning on playing it? Are you not planning on playing it? We think about their plans to support Destiny 2 longer than originally intended. And what do you think about them making new franchises and becoming one of the world's best entertainment companies by 2025? Do you think they could do that? What would you like to see? What kind of games would you like to see them make in the future? You want to see more first-person shooters? You want to see them dabble in third-person? Maybe do an RPG? Anything? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? And maybe you want to see them make a racing game. Halo. Well, they don't own Halo anymore, but that'd be funny if they made Halo Racing. Destiny Racing. You fucking you fly around the little fucking ghost bot things. Yeah, and last bit of news I want to talk about real fast, and by real fast I mean like nothing goes fast ever, so we're just gonna talk about it. The Last of Us 2 Part 2 recently. They had a new trailer for Sony's stream they did recently. We did a video on that as well. So if you want to see our reactions to that, I wanted to fucking scream when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, I fucking love this. So you can go check that out. Yeah, they recently let the game journos, fucking dickheads, come in and play a hands-on demo of The Last of Us Part 2, which is very exciting for them. But with that, they've been talking about a lot of the new tech going into The Last of Us Part 2. So via GameSpot, they have a couple things here that they're talking about. One of them is a full article. I read it. I'll kind of just give you guys what I gathered out of it. One thing that they're really talking about is the improvement to how animations work. So, for instance, and you guys know Naughty Dog. These guys are like the fucking guys and girls are fucking like top tier animators when it comes to gaming. I mean, look at Uncharted series, look at The Last of Us. They've always been really good about it. But they say that typically in the tech, there is actions that are taking place when you move a character. So when you run forward, it's telling the game running animation. So you're running, and then when you go take a right, it tells it running to the right animation, and it'll switch that on. And so it's always looked really good, but I don't think we really noticed. It looks great. So I can't really say like, oh yeah, but did you notice when it turned on and off? It was happening actively as you're playing. Every time you do anything, the game is activating that animation as it happens. Apparently, they have a new system called motion matching, which is a way to smoothen that out. And essentially how that works, there's a whole thing here explaining it, but how they say basically is there is a massive bucket of animations that's already pre-set up. And there is essentially a system that is predicting where it's going to go from there. So as you're moving, it's got things preset and ready to go as you do it. So there's a better transition in the different animations. So prior system was activate this animation, activate this animation, activate this animation as you go, which I think can maybe allow for maybe some weird effects you'd see in a game. Sometimes like maybe someone moves weird or something like that. Maybe that's a problem with it trying to activate different animations at a time. Whereas this new system is a bunch of animations are pulled up and ready to go, and they just kind of go with the flow as you play in a faster and more smooth way. So yeah, Naughty Dog pushing the boundaries with that even further. Blends together. So yeah, it says also that it blends these together frame by frame. So smoother animations, Naughty Dog pushing the bar even further when it comes to something that they're already the king at. So that's very cool. But the second bit, and I'm just gonna talk about that real fast. I think it's awesome, but it's not. This is more so just like me throwing out there. This is a thing. If you didn't know about it, I didn't know about it. I just found out about it, and I think it's awesome. Naughty Dog is always raising the bar when it comes to standards in AAA. And it's no surprise to me that they would find a new way to make animations look better. And I'm really excited because I always love the buttery smoothness of the way fucking Naughty Dog games play. Second part of this is Night Dog has given the enemy AI in The Last of Us Part 2 a big upgrade. So the foes you'll be going up against are smarter and will try to take you down with some deductive reasoning and tricky tactics. So we got some new AI in The Last of Us Part 2. In quotes, it says, our AI now has a new state of awareness between complete awareness of your position and totally unaware of where you are. The Last of Us Part 2 co-director Anthony Newman said in an interview with GameSpot, we sometimes call that vague knowledge. So they call it vague knowledge. I said that kind of weird. For example, even if you were to stealthily take down an enemy with a silent weapon, such as a bow or pistol with a silencer attached to it, another enemy still could find the body, look where the arrow or bullet is lodged in their comrade, and infer in which direction they were attacked. So the AI can like actually kind of detect a situation. You know, this guy, his friend gets shot, fucking he dies and falls that way. He can kind of figure out, oh fuck, someone shot from over there, I'm gonna head in that direction, which is pretty crazy. They'll then begin their search for you in the general direction using any other bodies you drop to hone in on your position. Of course, you can prove to be smarter by utilizing the enemy's own search patterns against them. Not only does this make them more intelligent to new situations where these systems can cause more intense moments to transpire for the player, it also gives the player the opportunity to make predictions. Newman said, we all know human beings. We interact with human beings every day. Most of us do. We can make predictions about what they're going to do next. By having these more refined and nuanced layers of knowledge and perception and coordination, players can make better and better predictions and make more refined strategies about what to do next. Even if you're able to consistently outsmart the new enemy AI, don't expect combat to be a walk in the park. Naughty Dog wants there to be an emotional toll to combat as well. The Last of Us Part 2 is meant to be unsettling, Newman said. I think along with honestly every aspect of the game narratively, mechanically, and technologically, the AI was just one facet of the game that we really wanted to take to the next level and ask, what can we do that's next gen? Ooh, I like that. In this regard, individual enemies now have their own names, and their friends will mourn and call out to them when they discover their murdered corpses. It's just another aspect of the game that helps you really highlight that within the context of the Last of Us Part 2 story, your actions are questionable, even if they seem motivated by what feels like truth and justice. And the game comes out the February the 21st. So yeah, in a video I watched recently, they were talking about that a little bit, and they were saying that you could kill somebody and every NPC has a name. And every NPC that is within their group most likely knows them and will use their name within context and have an emotional response depending on whatever algorithm they have going on, if those people had a relationship or not, in any sense, not like they were fucking or something. Or maybe they were, though. And that can affect the AI. Because a lot of games you'll have a passive AI, a searching AI, and then an aggressive AI. And that's pretty standard. But they were essentially saying that there can be emotional aspects to the AI that will change the way they react in combat or in searching, which is fucking insane. The last time I was this excited for AI in a game was like Fear, which I still think is one of the best, I guess older, but still pretty great now, AI systems in a game. Fear was so fucking good. Yeah, so what do I think about this? Again, just reemphasizing, Naughty Dog is Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is the pinnacle of AAA. Naughty Dog always is pushing the bar further and further, and they are only in competition to themselves when it comes to quality and premium making or made experiences and storytelling. So, is any of this like? Is how says exciting? Fuck yeah, it is. It's very exciting. Is any of this like, a surprise? Yes and no. It's not, in the sense that, yeah, of course Naughty Dog will be doing this kind of shit, but it is awesome. This is stuff that is not really being put in games right now. There are some games that kind of dabble in some of this. Even Sniper Elite 4 had a cool triangulation system, but it was a little basic, but it's still really cool. It was a very specific system. You shoot here, you shoot there again, there's a ghost of where you were. That tells you that the enemy is going to come there, and you should probably not be there unless you want to use that against them. And the enemy will triangulate to that position and look for you. and then eventually lose their search. Very cool system. I love it a lot. Not necessarily advanced, just a good idea. This sounds like a way more advanced version of that, and that's really exciting to me. That not only will give you different experiences every time you play versus every time other people play to have stories to tell, but also it's going to give you a more immersive and narrative experience that's telling a story based in a world where killing happens and it's grim and it's not to be celebrated. And that's something The Last of Us is really good about. But like most Naughty Dog games, you kill a lot of fucking people. They keep coming. And normally you're just like, that's the bad guy. They got guns, I got guns, or I got a bottle or something. I got to kill them because they're going to kill me. And that's pretty much expected in most games. But to add the nuance of these people having names, having relationships, having emotional responses to things that happen to their friends will give you an extra layer of, I just killed somebody. I had to do it, but that was a person. And I think that's really cool because, whether that makes you feel bad or not, I'm just going to more so be like, whoa, that's really cool tech. That's crazy. It's going to add to the immersive aspect of everyone in a post-apocalyptic situation came from something and has been immersed into this world of chaos. And that changes everyone to a certain degree. And everyone is doing what they need to do to survive. And that has led to the point where I'm now killing people who are trying to kill me. And their story is different than mine. And that adds to that whole aspect. They have been doing their own thing, whether it's good or bad in your eyes, for however long they've been doing it, whereas you've been doing what you've been doing, and now this culmination, you've taken someone's life, it makes them feel like they have a history, a past, an existence. And that's just really, really next level. That's really, as they said, next gen. Really fucking crazy. Also, just the AI systems in general sound really cool. The idea of an NPC being able to, I'm sure, off pretty straightforward algorithms or just scripting, that they can look at a body and kind of get an idea of what happened. Really fucking crazy. That's really next level shit. So like I said before, this is going to make every situation feel really different and unique, and just it's going to add the stress levels. It's going to up that shit. And with also the addition to dogs in the game that are going to be able to try and sniff you out. They're not going to know exactly where you're at, but they're going to be able to kind of follow a scent. This is going to be a really hectic game, but it's going to be really immersive, and it's going to be something that I don't think anyone's really experienced before on this level of immersion and just movie-like storytelling. I'm running out of saliva because I'm talking fucking all by myself here. But overall, this is really fucking cool. As you guys know, Last of Us Remastered is out this month on PlayStation Plus. We're going to be talking about it on Plus Club. I will definitely be beating it for like my 8th time this month because it's one of my favorite games of all time. So this is definitely one of my most hyped games that I know of outside of like Cyberpunk and Final Fantasy VII. So very excited for this game to come out, and all this new information that I'm hearing is just amazing to hear. I'm really excited. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about that motion system? What the fuck did they call it? Motion matching. A bucket of animations preset to go while you play the game as opposed to activating actions as you play. Tech shit. When you think about this AI system, when you think about AI enemies having names and emotional attachments to each other, being able to understand combat scenarios and move around in combat scenarios based off of what's happening to the other NPCs, and dogs being able to sniff you out. Are you excited for Last of Us 2? Are you not really a big fan of the series? Let me know why. To break my fucking heart, just kill me right now because I love it so much. But let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Last of Us 2 and all the new systems coming with this game. But that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Blue Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook at Tasty Blue Gaming. Check out my streams, links down below. I'm on Mixer, Twitch, here on YouTube. You can watch me wherever the fuck, because when I stream, I triple stream now. So you can watch me wherever the fuck you want to watch me. We got a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. And we're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you'd prefer to listen to us. And make sure to leave a comment about what game you'd like us to play in December. It's the only way we can know what games you want us to play in December, which will be a fun month. Till the next episode, which should be Tasty Cast episode 101. Holy shit. Till then, my name's Seth, and have a good week, guys, and take it easy.